Hi guys, Liz here. Okay, I'm pre-recording this. This is actually what day am I on? No, it's not. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday night. I'm at Gatwick Airport. I'm staying in the Hilton, and I'm getting up really early in the morning to fly to Scotland. So by the time you see this, I'm actually there, and you would have seen updates. But I thought I'm going to do Coffee with Isa. And I thought, while I've got this fantastic internet speed for the night, because I'm not going to have it when I hit Scotland, let's face it, I have said this, he's got a rubbish connection. So I thought I'd try and do it in my hotel room. Excuse the sound of the computer, but I'm not using a microphone, I'm just using the computer built-in mic. So it's not going to be a perfect, and it's going to sound a bit tinny, but hey ho, why not? So anyhow, it's suddenly really warm here. I know you're going to say, but Liz, you look really warm there on Namaste Beach. Yes, I am. I'm absolutely basking in this sunlight. However, I'm talking about the weather in England at the moment. It's been really warm. Today, I actually, before I left home, I met up with a little person, and we went out for a walk around the lakes, and I was absolutely sweating. I'm not afraid to say sweat. None of this perspire. Lightly damp. No, I was sweating. It was so hot, and it's not like it wasn't really hot in temperature. It's just that the sun. There was no shade on the walk around the lake, so it was just beating sun. Little man was fine. He was in his pram, so he was covered by shade. But it was beautiful, and we saw some ducks and geese, and it was quite funny because he's like, bird. And I'm like, yeah, bird, but not normal bird, Mason, not normal bird. And he's like, bird. And he was trying to get out the pram, so I thought, nah, what the hell. So he got out, and believe me, there were loads of geese. He went charging for them. And I panicked more than his mum did, let me tell you. I was like, oh my God. And then she was like, yeah, but they're running. I said, but they're running to him. And they were running to him, and he kept charging. He was running to them, and it's so funny because when he got, I think, about a foot from them, they turned and went the other way. So they must have gone, little person alert. But it was, I wish I got it on video. I was just having my panic at the time, so I never even thought to get my phone out and video this, because what sensible adult would do that? Apart from the thousands that put things on YouTube of their kids doing the damnedest things. But it was really cute, and all you could hear was this little child going, bad. Anyhow, enough of that. What's been happening in SL this last week? I don't know, actually. I don't really know. I've been teleporting around, as I always do. I tend to, I've got my own sim, which is really funny because I always have my own sim, and I hang there a lot. So when I'm not doing anything, I'm always found there. I'm either AFK, or I'm there and I'm admiring, I don't know, admiring the water or something. I always stand back and go, oh, that's lovely. Oh, that looks nice. I always do that. But I looked at Kes Crystal did a blog, and she did a vlog. Well, I don't know. It's not a vlog. It's a video of some items from Femme Shed, and I forget where else actually. But I was more interested in the Femme Shed one, which is the Trompe-l'oeil pool thingamajiggy. I can't remember what it's called. I watched it, I was like, oh, because I'd seen it before, and I wasn't sure whether to get it or not. I ended up getting this other house at the time, and I was like, oh no, I do want that. So, because after she said it, I was like, oh yeah, I do like that. And I went and got it, and you've never seen me res something so fast this morning. And so I removed the one that was currently on my land, that was Trompe-l'oeil as well, and put this one on. And actually, I like it better because it fits in with the scenery a little bit more. The other one would really suit a more built-up area, I think, rather than my foresty bit at the top of the water's edge. So I put that up, and I was like, ages, honestly. After I put it up, and when I re-looked back in, I stood ages there going, wow, that's pretty. Yes, look at that, that's pretty. Because I do that kind of thing, you know. And then I logged off, and I've just looked back on and gone, ah, that's pretty. See, this is the kind of thing that I spend my day doing. You might say, that's pretty lame. I might say, it's very relaxing, actually. I quite like doing this. Yeah, so someone can blog something and I can see it and go, oh, I want that, and I just go and do it. I just go and buy it. And I really need to stop doing that, because, my God, do you know how many pools I own? I mean, seriously, I probably own all of the Trompe-l'oeil sort of pool areas, and so wherever I move to, I decide which one I'm going to res. Houses, I kid you not, houses and skyboxes and beach huts, and I ought to buy myself a whole sim and create a new country, really. I could furnish a whole new country with all the houses and the sofas and the beds and the paintings and the rugs, you name it, I've got it. Because every time I see someone do something, I go, I need to have that. And then I say to myself afterwards, why, Liz, why? And I really have no answer to that, because there is no real reason why. It's just because I can. Do. And I guess that's who I'm talking about today, is actually about the amount you spend in Second Life. Spending can be quite an addictive thing, actually. And I've spoken to a friend about this. I said, because especially when I lost my accounts last year, I actually sat down and I looked at my bank accounts and everything, and I thought, oh my God, look how much I've spent on a virtual world. And it was quite a surprise as to how I've kept the economy thriving. And I'm serious, I have kept the economy thriving with the amount of spending I've done. If it isn't for, I mean, if it isn't on homes and furnishings and pools, the amount of, I mean, before I started being sponsored by Move Animations, I must have owned their previous, other company. I won't say, but I owned just about every single pack of dance. I mean, when you think that's like well over 3,000 a box, I owned them all. I have the biggest dance hard going. I will admit it, the biggest dance hard going. I have, let me see, about 4 or 5 mesh heads. And that's just on one avatar, on Isabel. All my bots are meshed up, so they all have, one has a male and female, and they are all mesh. And when I think about what I put into it, I think, wow, we don't, well, not all of us, some of us spend silly money in here. And actually, when I go back to when I lost my accounts last year for 3 months, that was actually a bit of a eye-opener, because actually it's dead money at the best of times. So when I'm blogging things, I'm always mindful of when I vlog that I really like to promote hard outfits, and I've always said this, that I promote them because not everyone's rich and not everyone can go out and buy a different outfit for every blooming party that day, or for every day, just like they can't in real life, because you just can't. That's not how life works for many people. And so that's why I like the hard outfits, because they give people the opportunity to make their avatar look slightly different every day, but they could wear the same outfit day in, day out. That's why I like them, and that's why I do promote them a lot. And so when I do my vlogs, they are normally only for hard outfits, because I really like them, and I just think they're more versatile for a lot of people when you consider how much you can spend in this world, because you can spend an awful awful lot. And I think when I lost my accounts, I realised at that time actually how much I'd been spending without keeping a track on it, because actually once you've got that, you know, you've linked it up to your viewer, it's not hard. Oh, hang on, I need to be able to tip that DJ. Buy Linden's. Oh, I've got Linden's. I'll go and buy a top. Oh, there's a sale on here. I'm going to go there. But can we do that in real life? No, we can't. In real life, I exercise a lot more caution with my spending, and I don't just go out and go, I'm going to have that. And I haven't actually gone out in real life and bought myself many houses and kept them stored in the bottom of the garden. No, I haven't. So if I think about it in terms of that, I think actually the spending in Second Life can be quite addictive actually, and I have to remind myself not to. So today when I saw that blog of Kess's, I thought I've got to have that, and I justified that by saying that it fits nicer on my land than the other one. But I also felt a sense of guilt for having done that, because actually I shouldn't have. There was no need to do it. But I like what I saw, which leads me to the next thing, is I feel a sense of responsibility as a vlogger and a blogger. I've got someone that watches my blogs all the time, and she does go out and buy everything, and I'm forever telling her off. She knows who she is. I'm always telling her off. Just because I blog it, don't go and buy it. Only buy it when you can afford it, and do you really need it? And that's, I kind of like feel that sense of responsibility. And when I blog, I am aware of that, because I don't like to think that anyone puts themselves in a financial situation because they need to have the latest and they haven't thought about what they're doing. It does bother me, and I do feel some sense of responsibility. And I also feel a sense of responsibility when I blog anything, that I don't alter how it looks. Do you know what? I can't use Photoshop, so thank God I can't use Photoshop. Can you imagine it? I'd love to be able to use it just for like scenic pictures, but I just can't. I've tried, and seriously I can't. But I would never ever Photoshop something that I'm blogging as a sale item, because I think when people see it, they need to see it as it is. So the photos are always basically as they are in world, and I might put a tiny filter on them, or I might use a bit of blur to highlight the outfit, but that's it. And normally in my videos there is no filtering on my videos or anything. You see it as I see it in world, and I think that's how it should be. They shouldn't be touched up, they shouldn't, pretty pictures, that's fine, but I think blogging pictures, when you're selling, because I like to think of myself, I guess, in a way as that salesperson. So I'm bringing something to the front. At the same time I'm rambling on my blog, I'm also kind of in a way selling something, and I need to know that when I'm doing that, I'm not selling something that isn't sellable. So people will see it as it is, and that's why I like doing the vlogs, because you see it as I see it in world. That's it. There's no doctoring of that video. There's no changes in it to alter how it looks. And when I do blog something, I only blog things that I would wear. There are times when I don't blog things, that's only because I've run out of time. But if I certainly wouldn't wear it, I wouldn't blog it. And that's just the way I am, because I also feel a sense of responsibility that I wouldn't put something out there and sort of advertise it to the max if I wouldn't myself wear it, because I think that's a bit sort of double standardish, or no, that's not the word, double standardish. Well, you know what I mean. It's not right. So I don't do that. But hang on, I'm going off on a tangent, aren't I? Oh, I must not do that. I have a habit of doing that, don't I? Just go on and on and on and on. But anyhow, yeah. Another thing is I follow another channel on YouTube. I'm not going to say who it is, and it's a non-SL channel. because I do like non-SL things too, you know. Funny about that. There is that real world thing. And I follow this person on YouTube, and he is absolutely bloody hilarious. I love watching him. I think I have a girl crush on him. I think he knows I have a girl crush on him. Because I message him, you see. On Snapchat, yeah. And I watched, this evening I watched a video, well, it was a podcast type thing, and he's not feeling so great at the moment, so he's taking time out from YouTube because he admitted that social media and all these things cause so much issue for him because he has some mental health issues, and I guess the way people behave on the internet and the things that he sees, and I listened to it earlier, and I really related to what he was saying, because I just think, do you know how many times I open up my Facebook and I'm shouting at it, going, no, why are you saying that? Why? Because people make me so angry sometimes. I have this thing: don't log on Facebook and be nasty to people. Why do it? Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not nice, and actually it's uncool. I think it's uncool, especially when I see adults, and adults, middle-aged adults doing it. I'm just like, oh good God. And I have on my real life Facebook seen some stuff, as well as actually my SL one. And also people that log on and are so miserable. Honest to God, I think, do I really want to know how miserable you are? No, I don't, actually. When that appears on my feed all the time, do you know what? I just think, you're miserable on Facebook, and you say that it's all awful and blah, 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 blah. Get off Facebook. Go and fix it. Go and fix that life that you're saying is so awful. Don't sit on Facebook and tell the world about it and not do anything about it, because what the hell's that about? I mean, really, I had a friend, I ended up deleting this friend, because every day I'd log on, and I did a vlog about this ages ago when I had a dodgy computer and my graphics were awful on my other channel. And she used to, every day I used to go home, and she would have on her Facebook page, it's 1 o'clock, cracking open the red bottle now, and then an hour later, now going to my next bottle, and all I can think of is, you bloody alcoholic, you get a grip. and then she'd write, like miserable things. Oh, why me? Oh, what is it I've done to deserve this? And I just thought, none of us are going to tell you, because I don't know why you're telling us. and all of us are just turning off. So why? But I noticed that people click like to things like that, and I never understand it. Why do you like posts like that? I really don't. Why encourage people by saying you like something when clearly you don't? I never like it. If there was a button that was like, shh, I'd be clicking that all the time. Shh. Don't do it. Because when you're miserable all the time and you write these sorts of things, people don't feel sorry for you. They might at first when they've seen it once, but after the second, third time, they switch off. They do switch off. People do switch off. It's human nature. You switch off because we're a selfish lot, really. Ultimately, we're a selfish lot, and we all look for our escapes and our happiness. When someone's unhappiness is so public, it drags you right down, or their venomous comments about, I don't know, race or religion or whatever. And I'm not going to go into that subject because I just can't go into that subject, because don't get me started. When people are doing that, people just switch off. They either switch off or they get like me and they want to smash the screen. Because really I do. And sometimes I have to stop myself from typing something that goes something like, get off here now. Just go. Especially when they've got children. If they've got children and they're whining on Facebook, and I'm thinking, get off Facebook, go and raise raise your kids. That's what you should be doing, raising your children, not sitting on the internet all day long. See, I'm having a rant at the moment. It's only because there are a few people I know, and one specific lady in real life that I know that I think needs to get a life. She's forever. I mean, she's on Facebook all day. When she goes out with her friends and the kids, that's all you get is the Facebook update. And on holidays, that's fine. I mean, we all do it, but seriously, you should be, the children are young. You should be concentrating on them. You should be playing with them. You should be enjoying them. You shouldn't be doing all this nonsense. It's so dumb. Get a life. Have a first life before you have the internet life. I think that's far more important. You can't have an internet life and a happy internet life unless your first life is doing really well. And that's how I see it. I can do whatever I like because I have grown-up kids. One thing I don't do, and I've learnt that, is never to put real life situations or real life people second. And it's easy to do, especially in a virtual world, and because a virtual world becomes all consuming. You log on, those relationships, those friendships that you have, and you're right in that moment. It's like you're there and you're having a great time. The phone rings in real life, and the natural instinct we all have, and I know this because I've spoken to a few people, is like, oh Christ, no, and they don't want to answer the phone. But you should say, excuse me, but real life calls, and you should just go and answer the phone. If your son or your daughter walks in that room and says, Mum, I need to do this, excuse me, but real life comes first. That needs to come first before anything. So but it just, I guess I'm talking about this mainly because of my person I follow on YouTube, who I think is a lovely guy. Sometimes I want to throw my computer at him because he says things and it's like, really? But it all comes from his heart. That's one thing I sense from that guy. Everything he says comes from his heart. He's got really strong beliefs, and he really stands by what he says. He's, from all accounts, a great dad. Do you know what? He does a lot of things, and I just have hats off to him. So I was quite a bit sad earlier when I saw his YouTube thing, because I just thought, no, because I actually watch him every single day. I've got used to it. I watch his videos on the bus, or I listen to them, because sometimes they're like a podcasty type thing, and I listen to them, and they make me laugh. I do laugh, and he doesn't hold back, and he uses all the language under the sun, and I love it. I do like a good sweary word. Oh, I like a lot of swearing words, but yeah, I think it's the way he says it. But after listening today, it made me think about like social media and stuff, and the effect it does have on you, and that includes Second Life, because Second Life does have an effect on you. It affects you in terms of how you divide your virtual world and your real life and the division. I've known some people that have been highly addicted to it. I've seen a marriage break down. I've seen quite a few things related to SL that haven't been positive, but then I've seen also very, very positive things, very positive friendships. I've made some extraordinary friendships from Second Life. I've also had some not so nice experiences, because let's face it, just like in the real world, in the pretend world, you've got some right prats, seriously, real prats, and you just think, where do you come from? Go back. Just go back into that hole that you come from. And unfortunately, in any world, you'll find them. You'll find people that thrive on other people's misery and who like to make people miserable. What can I say to that? Typical. But I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, Second Life, it can be all consuming, and that's where I refer back to spending, because I think I've noticed over the time since I joined about how the economy's changed in Second Life. So people are more and more, they're buying a lot more than they used to some time ago, and they're spending a lot more. I've noticed my spending increase, and And I'm, you know, when you think about how much you're prepared to pay for things, it's like, that's kind of crazy money, actually. Like, you know, when I think about the mesh heads I own, they're not cheap. They are not cheap at all. And in real term dollars, if I was, my 4 mesh heads, okay, is groceries for a week. That's actually quite serious when I think about it. So if I bought them all in 1 week, that's my groceries for that week. That's kind of crazy. So it is, I think that's where, as a blogger, I feel responsible, because I'm not here to encourage people to go crazy. I'm just here to show them what they can get and look good, and hence I vlog HUDs, because like I said before, you get a lot more use out of them, and that's the way it is. And I tend to vlog and blog. They're quietly not so well known. I mean, there's 2 that I blog for that are well known, but I blog all the less well known merchants, because the well known merchants are fine. They've got their set of bloggers, and you know, I did apply to them before. I never got in, so that's fine. And I've learnt to appreciate the people that I do blog for, because they're people that really trying and trying to make a name for themselves, and trying to, you know, it's like starting a little business, isn't it? You know, they start, they've got the little businesses going, and they're building them, and that to me is actually more the fun of it, is if I can do something when I blog to help that little business. I find that more rewarding, actually, than going in and blogging a large brand name, because large brand names don't need me. They're already there. They've got their own sort of crowd of bloggers. They've got their own criteria, and I'm not one to. I won't actually ever fit anyone's criteria, because I'm very. I will say, when I've applied to blog for, I've applied to blog for a number of people that have got really high brand names. They've got some ridiculous criteria. I mean, you know, you've got to have so many hits on your Flickr, so many faves, and so many views per photo. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not that popular for a start. But I also notice, in order to get that popular, you've got to go around liking, and I've noticed there's a game on Flickr where you like, I like, you like, I like, you fave, I fave, that kind of nonsense. I'm not prepared to do that. If I fave something, it's because actually I like what they've done, and I follow them, and I kind of like it. So my Flickr is very slow, and I'm not going to speed it up for no one. Because I'm just not prepared to do that. I'm not prepared to like and fave things and follow people for the hell of it. I follow people, and because I choose to, if I like something they've done, or they've suddenly followed me and I've gone to look at their stuff and I go, oh, I like your stuff, and then I'll follow it. But I won't follow everybody. Why would I do that? That's crazy. So that's one of the criteria, is that it's really high on Flickr. But I've got to say, you know, I've been running my blog now for a year and a half, and most of my traffic doesn't come from Flickr. In fact, I will say that anyone that clicks on my blog and then goes to, because on my blog you can see where they've gone shopping, so you can see which links they've clicked and where they've gone, and where they've been referred from. They don't refer from my Flickr. They don't. I think I'm lucky if I have one that comes from Flickr. So I think merchants have got it wrong when they think that you need to have so many views on Flickr, because they're not coming to me from Flickr. They're coming to me from other social platforms. They're coming to me from Reddit. They're coming to me from Tumblr. They're coming to me from YouTube. They're coming to me from Facebook. I get an awful lot from Facebook. So actually Flickr to me is just a platform to stick your photos on, but I don't think it's the platform for me to promote my blog, because I can see that it doesn't actually promote my blog. The rare picture might make them come to visit my blog, but it's from all the other media platforms that I go to. So that's quite interesting. And then I also went on to Plurk. I get absolutely nothing from Plurk. Absolutely nothing. No one comes from there. I still stick things on there, but it's like the weirdest site, that Plurk. I'm not really keen on it. It's just, yeah, I don't know what that's about. No idea what that's about, but you know, hey ho, to each his own. Yeah, so that's just basically me rambling in a nutshell, because I'm sat in a hotel room right now and I can. And it's Wednesday night, okay? The Wednesday before the Monday that you're getting this, because it's Coffee with Isa on Monday. But I like to mix it up. And like I said, you might get it before this or you might get it after, but I will do a Scottish blog, because I can. But anyhow, sorry about the sound of this, but I'm not using a microphone, I'm using the inbuilt mic on the laptop. Anyhow, I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely week, and I will see you when I get back. And then I'll be back to normal. Okay, bye-bye.